All right. Yeah, it's time for us to finish this up. Oh. And that's not the train I want to catch. I'm gonna catch a ride on the bauxite train. And I think that's a... Yeah, so we're gonna catch a ride on this train here. I think we only got one bauxite train. Let me see here. Yeah, we only got one bauxite train. So we're gonna catch a ride with this guy here. Or actually, we're gonna drive this train here. And we're gonna go ahead and set the mines. Actually, before I do that, make sure I got stuff I need on me. Got the portable miners. We got plenty of those. We got power stuff. Okay. Because we're just about ready to have this stuff kick in. So we're gonna go to each of the bauxite mines real quick and set up the new miners. And then after that, we'll head over to Silica, get them actually turned on and mining. And then I'll have coal turn on. And we're gonna talk after this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and tear this guy, or break this. Make sure I got room on me, okay? All right, now go ahead and get him set up for that direction. And we'll get this guy here set up for that direction. And we'll set him to 1200 because that's the max I'm going to mine from these guys. Alright, and we'll get him powered up. But we're not gonna actually take from anything just yet. The last mine is okay because it's already it's already overclocked. So just these two miners here. I don't know why I brought stuff for three, because the third one is not a pure, so he doesn't get an upgrade. I'm gonna get rid of these walls I put up. Go ahead and see if I can get it a little bit even. All right, we're gonna drop this guy here. Gonna get him powered up. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I actually go full blown on this, I'm going to get enough material for possible second coal train and a second coal train and second second bauxite train, just in case one is not enough. I see you ass blasters over there. Oh, actually, oh, break. I forgot to do one thing on that one train, or that one train station. I didn't reset it to 1200. We gotta do that real quick. Because and because of that, I'm going to restart this. All right. Alright, so now these guys should be... Let me just double check this. Alright, cool. Just want to make sure it held. Alright, let me have him. Now, because I skipped this, actually, do it that way, because otherwise they may try to go into the silica station. Perfect, there's a silica train right there that we can catch a ride with. Actually, there's a silica train right there. We'll catch a ride with this silica train. Yep. This is silica, right? Yeah. We'll catch a ride with him and turn on the silica stuff. Oh, E? What happened to the rest of the letters? Okay. It was like, wait a second. Are you off? No power. Huh. Why don't you have power? Why don't you have power? Oh, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because that's not going all the way through. That's just a single. How does that happen? Well, actually, I know how it happened, but yeah. Well, yeah. Let me do something here before you. Let me turn you off. I don't need you. Don't need you leaving without me. All right. Take the roller coaster in. I guess we're loading at bauxite because I didn't turn off bauxite. So we'll hold off on coal then. Because I want to pull sulfuric acid down. And so it's either going to be bauxite or coal. One of the two is not going to get loaded into the machines. Before I do that, let's make sure that this is, just verify that it is set, that it is set. All right, so I'm gonna back up, hopefully catch, get back before the next silica train goes. Yeah, it looks like I got a couple minutes, so. Oh, you know what else I gotta do? I gotta go to main base and turn on or change the things to unload. All right, so let's do this. TP warehouse. Because these things here gotta be turned to unload, otherwise, all this will be for naught. Let me just double check these again, just make sure I didn't miss any. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn him on. I can. All right. All right, now what I'm gonna do, so I should see, bauxite should be bringing stuff in. So, bauxite is bringing stuff in. Now, it's not doing anything right now, obviously, because now I'm gonna kill this connection right here for a second. And I'm gonna get these guys configured. So this is 8. 8 is going to go to Desert 2. And this guy here, we got the pretty much first 4 Desert 2. Or sorry, last 4 Desert 2, first 4 Desert 1. All these guys should take off simultaneously. So this is number 1, so this is where that's number 4. So that's goes to 1. You got a 1. You got a 1. And then you got a 1. So now so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. Prepare for takeoff. So the question is, who's going to get there first? The silica should start to bring stuff down now. Bauxite we know is bringing stuff down. Coal's going to be the last thing we activate. Dun 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 dun. All right, so we'll just meet them over there. Desert acid. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and as soon as I see the drone come in, I'm gonna get it connected to power because I don't have much water. Well, I can go ahead and get it primed for water. I mean, it's primed. There's just no water left in the whatchamacallit, so I'd like to at least have one of them unload. Or 2 of them, because actually they'll unload in pairs. How much do we have in here? We got 1. So it's gonna take about 3 minutes. Yeah, look at the map here. Once I get to about that island there, I'll go ahead and turn them on. Actually, maybe a little closer. Actually, as soon as I see them coming for landing, as soon as I hear him, I should say. Or see him, I guess. because they should one or a pair should land, and there they come. So you'll have two that go through the landing process, and then these guys will just hover around for a minute. Alright, so the miner is having to get its sulfur stuff going, so these things should turn green here in a second. So the test here is, are we going to overflow the system? That's the key, is the water. As long as we're not overtaxing it, then theoretically we should be good. All right, let's go ahead back to CP OR1 drone. All right, here comes silica. So we need enough sulfuric acid to come in for starters. So we're good on bauxite. Everything, these should be saturated on bauxite. These may actually have already gotten silica. No, because this is the silica feed. So we should see. No, that's the silica feed there. Okay, some drones are coming in. So that's the first silica run that just unloaded, or that just pulled in. Okay, he is unloading, good. I did mark that then. Okay, so we should have some sulfuric acid coming down here now, because the drones should be landing. Now they're not going to have any empty water to take back with them just yet, so it's going to take a couple cycles for this to go through. All right, but we got sulfuric acid going through. Basically, we want to get this pressurized. So once this thing gets pressurized, so I want this to hit saturation. Then we'll go ahead up to coal. All right, so go ahead and start coal up. Ugh. Fast flying is fun, but it's... Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get these hooked up. And I'll have to go downstairs and just validate that they are at the 1200 rate. Good. Good. Good, okay. All right. There we go, silica. Go ahead and get the coal train started. Looks like the coal train is moving, I guess. Yep, he's on his way. All right. Let me see. Coal train is actually, let me look at something here. I know bauxite is 5. Coal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coal is 6. So let me so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 equals 11. And then get actually 2 more for another possible silica train, just in case. All right. Well, hell, I may actually have all that shit here. Do I have any heavy modular frames here? I sure do. So this is just in case I need to make extra trains. Yeah, let me see how these things. So water should be. You guys generating water? Have you generated any water? The empties are coming out, right? Yeah, you have no empties, so that's good. Okay, so good. We got water in some of these. That's what I want to see. Let's go ahead and get some more empty canisters. It's gonna take a couple minutes. What can I drop off? Here, drop off all the miners, drop off all those, drop off that, drop everything off but what you need. I need, damn autosave. I'm trying to do something here. Then drop off everything I don't need for the additional train cars. This autosave annoys me at times. Don't need this, don't need quick wire, don't need rotors, I need that, don't need concrete, don't need reinforced, don't need that, don't need AI. Actually, I don't need anything else but these, that, All right, so I'm gonna go grab some more of these, just so that. Hmm. 5, 6. $17. 2, 3, 24. 24 into you and 24 into you. Just okay, we got some empties coming in. We have coal. Oh, here we go. Look at all these ingots going up. Oh, we got coal in the first half. Why don't we have anything coming in this half yet? No acid? Why don't we have any acid? Why don't we have any acid here? What? Oh, ain't that... Really? One fucking belt that I didn't connect. That's why it gave me that. God damn it. It's just sitting there waiting. No wonder I wasn't getting as many empties back as I should have. Well, since we're going back there, let's go ahead and grab some more empties. I didn't connect the merge belt apparently. You're backed up. We're just waiting on coal. Well, the coal only got a partial. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then just go ahead and drop it off in this one here. Is that the coal train that just came in? How full is the coal train? Coal train! Alright, we're gonna run a second coal train. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're facing the wrong way. What is your name? Coal mover. Okay, you will be a coal mover too. Okay, we have ingots. We have ingot movage on some of them. This guy should be moving. Yeah, here he comes. A whole bunch of empties now. As we are giving it more sulfuric acid than it needs. Alright, so our wall of scrap is moving nicely. Why am I not seeing anything on this line? Why am I not seeing anything on you? Water. Did you break? I hate when this shit breaks. If it did break, I don't know if it did or not. Yeah. Any of these other ones, pipes break. Because I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't check all of these with respects to water. Because the efficiency checker gave me a good indication. Alright, so we should see every single one of these should have flow. So I see 5, good there. See good on those, good there, obviously. Don't tell me this one broke again. What the hell's your problem? Here, let me open the valve up so you can get filled up real quick. Come on, pressurize these pipes. This is the one outlier for the water. I think there's a problem with that as well. Yeah, there's gotta be a problem with... Damn it. Something with this junction here. This junction is... Am I getting no flow here? Seriously. Because this other one over here is not having that problem, right? You know what we're gonna do? Do I have the overclocking crystals on me? Let's go overclock these water extractors and have them push a little harder. Actually, that's not the problem. No, that's not the problem at all. How did you lose power? What the? Well, there's a problem. God damn, I had that fucking connected. You know, here, give me this power line. Give me this power line here. God damn. Come on. Come on. Stupid bullshit with the fucking fuse bullshit. So fucking stupid. You know, make me flip it once, not 16 fucking times. That should change this now. Alright. So. Alright. Let's set this back down to 10. Now it's overflowed with water. There. You guys aren't having that problem, right? Right. Is this thing not... Hell, maybe this junction's having a problem as well. There we go. All right. Are we good now? All right. All right, so good on that. Now, I have a constant flow here. The bauxite is flowing, coal is flowing. All right. Again, I don't care. I'm not too worried if the bauxite gets backed up. Actually, coal's on the bottom floor. You are turned on, right? God damn it. You're supposed to be on. That's gonna jack other shit up. Hold on a second. Why do I only have 4 coals? Oh no, because these 2 aren't needed, that's why. That's right. Because I only need... How much coal do I need? 2,000. And that's 1,200, 2,400. So we're doing over coal, so that's fine. Yeah, the last 2 cars aren't needed. All right, do a quick scan here. Make sure everything's yellow. All right, looks good on that. Make sure we're back down to yellow on this. Oh, or green, not yellow. Why were you idle? We're giving you more coal than you need, so you guys. All right, so good on that. And how's the empties? All right. Okay, just see if, make sure we're not backed up on this. No, not backed up at all. How about you? Are you backed up at all? Nope. So it looks like we're doing good on that. So it's almost, I mean, they're now on a schedule where it's almost like one is literally dropping off just as it empties out, which is good. All right, let's take a look, see how this is going. We gotta turn on the battery maker here in a minute. How many did it say transferred a minute? 277? That still seems low. Alright, let's go turn the battery maker on. As yeah, we're bone dry on the bottom. See, that's misleading. I don't know where it's getting 2136 from. Probably because of... I'm guessing all of these say 2136. Or 2139, 2140. 2140, that... Where are you getting 2140 from? That's 400. Actually, you know, it's probably because of this thing here and how it loops around. But now these ones here were a little, took a couple minutes for all of them to get operating at full capacity. Just seeing what these guys have. So the recycling process is working well. Let's see, how are these guys going? 64%, really? Your efficiency should be better than that. I think the problem is coal. Well, problem's definitely not bauxite, and the problem's not sulfuric acid. It could be water. We can bump up the water a little bit. Let me go bump this up to like 13. See if that helps at all. So we'll do a test with just one. Now, just out of curiosity, if I open up the floodgates, what does that do to you? Because I'm more curious on if it backs up on water. Yeah, so it'll back up on water with that. That's something we definitely don't want. All right, so what if we put you to 20? Yeah, that seems to work. All right, we're gonna set everything to 20. And go ahead and actually overclock these. So I'm gonna set all those to 20. These may need, well, let's see. Excuse me. So that seems to be helping out. We're good on sulfuric acid. Coal looks like it's slowly building up. So, get off that. Because these guys over here, yeah, so let's go ahead and change those valves as well. Now we may need to come back and tweak this again just to find a, you know, the correct value for this, because theoretically 10 should be all it needs, but I had a similar problem over the battery factory, and I had to bump up one of the values, or I don't know if it was the battery factory or one of the factories. I had to bump up the freshwater value. Come on, autosave, thank you. Yeah, it's like his coal here is right on the edge. His bauxite is pretty low as well. But yet, his bauxite's high. So why are their bauxites high? Which one is my bauxite feed? I don't remember. Okay, coal is coming on the lower belt. And bauxite's coming from... There's our bauxite. God damn it. Here's the bauxite feed. Bauxite, you guys should be... Well, the bauxite feed was paused because there was a train. So that makes sense. Sort of. Because all the belts are jammed. $500, $500, $300, $500. That. This one here, why is this one low? We only have one bauxite train going. This guy here should be doing 600 as well. That's the middle. The middle. Did I accidentally remove the overclock on that? Oh, actually, you know what? Did I add, shit, I may have forgotten to upgrade that to a Mark III miner. I thought I did, though. That may be the reason. Oh, that is the reason I didn't upgrade this to Mark III. No wonder he's... Alright. I actually have... No, I don't have everything for that. Yeah, I forgot to... The one miner. Actually, you know what? Here, do it this way. I got a couple extra portable miners down here. Grab those and do it in place as opposed to destroy and replace. Well, that explains why that bauxite's low. There we go. Yeah. This isn't normal. Yeah. So that explains why this one here was so low. Oh, there's silica looking. 1, 2, 3. Wait, you're not silica. Oh yeah, that's my coal train. Yeah, silica's coming from that side. But yeah, from a coal perspective, these guys should be good. Technically. I mean, we're overfeeding it by 400. Because each, well, 600 in on each car. That 600 is getting broken into 5 machines. So yeah, from coal perspective, we're good. It's the bauxite, and I'm guessing this is the bauxite that's. I'm guessing these two are the same way, low. Whereas these are probably oversaturated, yeah. So the rest of this should be good on bauxite, yeah. If you're low on coal, so we must be loading coal right now, or unloading coal. I got 2 coal trains running. And the first coal train didn't fully unload. Why is that? The hell is that? What in the hell? Why the hell do I have a splitter there? That makes no sense. I have no idea why that splitter was there. That may have been a leftover from the last thing. The only thing I don't have is I don't have inline storage for these. So, but the thing is, they need 100 coal a minute. So, as long as their buffer is high enough, coal won't be an issue. Like, but now his bauxite's low, but again, his bauxite was, well, that's because we didn't get the damn whatchamacallit. Alright, what I think I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna turn off the sulfuric acid feed for a minute. The reason being, one, these things are saturated, so it's not gonna hurt anything. 2, I want, actually, you know what I could do to speed up this process? So, you know what, I'll leave the belts running. The belts. Here, let's speed this up. I'm gonna kill this line here for a minute. No, because that kills water as well. So I can't do that. That kills those things. So I'm gonna let these things burn out of their sulfuric acid. But I don't want to, you know, without turning. I mean, I guess I could go and just turn all these off. But essentially, I want these things to build up on. I want them to get slammed with all the other stuff. Because sulfuric acid, we have in abundance. So I'm gonna let this run for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Actually, no, because you need 50 per, or not you. You need 50 per minute, so it should take about 4 or 5 minutes for that to empty out. How's this looking now? All right, that's better. They'll get slammed here, like the rest of these here shortly. How's this looking? $338, $360, $255. So this is floor 5. So floor 5, 360, floor 5, floor 4, floor 4, 3 is low, half of 3 is low. 2's the half of 1 and half of 3 are low. And that's because these things are. Why are you guys all idle? Alright, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill the silica train for a minute. Silica. Turn off for a minute. We're gonna let the silica burn out. We're gonna let these belts get saturated. Because unfortunately, I didn't get the jump start I wanted. And as a result, it, you know. Alright, so these are gonna drain out here in a minute. Getting these things loaded with sulfuric acid is not gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna give it I'm gonna take a quick break, grab something to drink. That will give a chance for the bauxite and coal to fully saturate here. Then I'll turn on the sulfuric acid so that the aluminum, because by the time these things get saturated, they can saturate the machines upstairs. Alright, so we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a few moments. All right. So the machines are offline now. No acid, but they're 100% full on coal and all that now. And actually, I was thinking about it from a silica perspective. Yeah, this wasn't doing anything because what's this? This is bauxite. Well, because you know what? I didn't empty these out, so I'm going to send the silica trains back up to, I'm going to send both silica trains up to silica and just let them park up there so that bauxite can, so the bauxite train doesn't get interrupted. After this autosave, of course. So actually, let me go ahead and do that. All right, let me send him, edit his timetable. And edit his timetable. Oops. And then I'll go ahead and continue emptying these out. Come on. Control, drag, delete. Thank you. Control, drag. All right, so we'll get the sulfur going again. So then the guys upstairs, not sure where that empty canister came from, but here, go ahead and throw that in here. Just because. Alright, so that'll get sulfur, that'll get these guys moving again. because we're overproducing the sulfuric acid, it shouldn't take too long for these guys to fully get pressurized. And then now then we want to saturate these things. So it'll take, I don't know, it'll take a couple, because they've got to burn off this silica here, which is, but they're not pulling any more in from the train station. So once it burns this silica up, and bauxite we're good to go on now, should be. All right. How much sulfuric acid did we get backed up on? Actually, a lot apparently on this one. This one here is full. How about these guys? Actually, it's quite a lot of sulfuric acid, which is fine. Because ultimately, what I'd really like to see is I want to see these back up to the point where okay, so we have no more silica, so very little silica left. So they have to burn what they have, which will take about 4 minutes to burn. Then I'm gonna let the aluminum scrap get all the way backed up. And then once we turn them on, they should be good to go. See what these things are looking like here. Well, these things here should start generating more water. And then he's dropping off. Is he not dropping anything off? But then again, they may not have had, you know, we may have all the canisters over here, so. These guys should be close to about another minute and a half for them to burn off their remaining silica. So we'll know when it's dead because we should see these things stop sending ingots. Which should be right about just about now, because they're starting to taper off on the far end here. So slowly but surely they're starting to taper off. All right, last little bit should be coming through. Might get a one more small little burst out of here, maybe. Nope, okay. So now what we should start to see is these things will now start building up on the scrap. We're gonna let them 100% saturate to the point of, where these go yellow. So, because we just check here. Good on water, good on coal. Because bauxite and coal are now moving as intended. Well, bauxite is because of that one thing. I got dual coal running, but whether or not that's actually needed, I don't know. The sulfuric acid, he's pumping out as much as he can to repressurize everything, so pipes. And once these guys back up, then sulfuric acid will pressurize fully. So we should just let it build, or let it back build, and because I think 200 is their cap. Alright, but we're good on that, and we got a steady flow through there. As you can tell, since the belts aren't backed up, that it's not even whatchamacallit, phasing it. So we should start to see a back build here very shortly. Right. I know some of them are, unless aluminum scrap is 500. Maybe aluminum scrap's 500. Let me look at the wiki. Oh, aluminum scrap's 500. Okay. So it'll take couple more minutes in. Let me see how these guys here are looking. So about 300, so about another couple minutes. Because these are expecting how much a minute? 75, so about another 3 minutes for them to fully back build. And then these guys here have to back build. And then the sulfuric acid can back up. I mean, we've saturated these with sulfuric acid. These gotta back build. Now, what I gotta be careful about is, and actually I can dump this water here if needed. Although no, this water here shouldn't back build. It should only be aluminum scrap that backs build. So, actually, okay, no, yeah. Remember, bauxite and coal are 100, unlike these, which are 500. All right, so we're almost at the back build state. About another, just under a minute, and we should start to see them come down the belt. Alright, so any moment now. Come on, guys. Let me see you start back building here. There we go. Which is interesting. How the back build is uneven. The last two from floor 5. One more. Alright, so now these things will start to back build inside themselves. But it shouldn't take that long because these guys are putting out 300 a minute. So pretty much just give it another minute for these all to turn yellow. Then we give it a little bit more time. Give it just a little bit more time then for the sulfuric acid to fully build. Alright, so now sulfuric acid will build up. And the reason they're stopping is because they're doing 30 per cycle, so they can't do an extra. They're unable to do another cycle, which is which is perfectly fine. So now I'm just gonna give it about, I don't know, basically when these things idle out, then we'll go ahead and turn the silica train on. So bauxite's gonna just finish feeding the belts for the ones that haven't cycled out yet. And coal should be cycled out. Ooh, hello. Ah, I'm stuck. Meant to go down here. Alright, so coal and bauxite are now chilling. Alright, so now it's just a matter of waiting for the sulfuric acid to go idle. And that's going to basically, these guys here are good. Now it's going to fully pressurize the pipes. And then once the pipes are fully pressurized, then we will be good to go. Oh, almost ready. Now, I did something over here. Do I want to do it over there as well? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that over here as well, just because. I'm going to push this up to 200. Alright, so now these are backfilling. That means the pipes are good. Alright. So just waiting for a couple more to idle out. This is that's just a loop back. So that will never stop moving. In fact, it will once the if the belt gets 100% full, it should. All right, so 100% idle there. Nope, we're not. Okay, now we're 100% idle on this row. All right, just finishing up this row here. A couple are still chucking along, but they should be backfilling themselves. So he's about to go idle. And now, last but not least, all right. Let's go ahead and get silica trains going again. All right, so one silica train is waiting. So which silica? So silica 2. I'm gonna turn off self-driving for a moment. Silica 1. You can come to OR Silica. And actually, Silica 2, we can turn him back on, technically, because he's just gonna go dock. Come on, Silica 1, time for your ass to move. There he goes. So I'm gonna wait till Silica 1 is actually here. And then I'll turn Silica 2 on. Okay, so he just turned on to the private slip track, or train, the station track, and then he turned on to the one-way. I'll be making a turn here, and I'm gonna wait till I hear him brake. Make a U-turn. Okay. So he should be on his way now, or he should be going through a docking process. All right. So now we'll be see how this goes. So it should be a much more steady rate now. And then what's gonna happen is slowly but surely these will turn back on, which, oops, wrong set. Slowly but surely these will turn on, which they have, and they're gonna basically put out. These may idle out, I don't know. So if they idle out because of this, that's fine for a few seconds. Because as far as what these things need, 75, so realistically, you know, one machine is handling four of these foundries. Silica, we're giving it more silica than it needs. However, the front six, excuse me, are getting a better silica feed, or are getting more silica than they need, faster than the back. However, they're still technically both getting more than they need. And then eventually we'll get to the point of saturation on the silica. Wow. Is there silica? Okay, silica train's docking. Now it's going to take a couple cycles to. What I could do. Yeah, I'm going to stop this train. And the reason being is now that now that everything else is backed up, I'm going to go ahead and let these things back up, just so the silica can build up. And that's namely because I want to. Okay, there's no train going on top there. Namely because I want to make sure that when the train does a, have a buffer when silica comes load or offload. So it'll take. Let me see how much time it takes for this. Because tentatively we're doing 400 a minute. So 4,800 divided by 400. That'll take about 12 minutes to fully saturate these. Looks like that's already 1.5 minutes worth almost. The drones are doing fine. Let's take a look here. He's loading up. He just offloaded. Let's take a look, see what's going on over at the TP Desert Acid. So let's see here. Well, the good news is these things are not backlogged on water. However, they don't have a lot of empty containers over here. And actually, what happened to all my... I got some dropping off right now. How much are you dropping off? Not much. I'm gonna have to add some more empty containers for water. It looks like. With and part of the issue is the sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid offload, you know, or I should say, it's using less sulfuric acid than it needs. So as a result, it's backed up. I mean, it's massively backed up on sulfuric acid. Now, if I bump this up to 60, no, autosave. If I bump that up to 60, that's not going to do me any good. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm... But the thing is, though, with it being saturated anyhow, it's just going to continue to be saturated. Because these things are looking for 50. I mean, I could bump this up to 60. It's not going to help much. It just, we're not burning through these packages enough. That's what the issue is. It's emptying them, but there's more of a backup on incoming sulfuric acid than there is for outgoing canisters. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and grab some more empty canisters. Let me drop off some stuff here. Of course, it doesn't help it either that I'm essentially slowing down some of the production also, just to backfill some stuff. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay. I'm gonna give 3.5 on that one, and then I'll give 3.5 on this one, roughly. So that'll slam those so they produce more water. But then on the flip side, you know, the whole point of the stuff over there is just to get the sulfuric acid. You know, so we're not having an issue with that. So the fact that we're not getting a, you know, full thing of water over there is not that big of a deal. All right, so we still got another couple minutes to go for this, and you are empty, I think, right? No, you're partially full. Although we should be okay with You know what? Go over and here, do this. You go over there. Just drop off another load to the other side. Do another check down here, see how things are looking. All right, so that's good. Do some spot checks on water as well. So I want to make sure it's fully draining off the water. All right, so yeah, but what I didn't take into consideration is, like I said, the how much this uses to how much, you know, because it's 60 on the other side, 50 on this side. So that there kind of throws things. Let me look at you real quick. Okay, you're still good. Okay. How's the silica looking? Still low. That once this saturates here, silica will be able to back up. So we got about one, two, three, four. The two, just over 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes for these to back up. And then you got another, well, because how much is it? How much are each of these? 1 in a minute. So 2 to 3 minutes for the freight station to fully back up, and then probably another minute and a half for, or 2 minutes for this to back up. Is that all right? So while that's doing that, I need to do something else real quick. So I'm gonna be back in just a few moments. All right, looks like we got backups now. Looks like everything is idle. All right, go ahead and get the silica train, or like let silica finish building up. Actually, be easier to look at it from over here. So just waiting for these silica ones to fully get backed up. And we'll let one more silica train come in. Just to top off everything. As these fill in the machines. Okay, so here comes next silica train. It's interesting how the middle ones are done already. Well, I know one of them is going to constantly be burning, but he should only be burning one line. Which ones are still back building? How much more do you know? You guys are almost. So you guys are almost done. So a couple more minutes and 5 of the 6 should stop moving. Okay, 2 there, 1 more to go there. Well, one of these 2 is going to stop. Whichever one doesn't stop is okay. So this is the one that's going off to the. That's the one that's burning down there. All right. So, but other than that, all silica is stopped. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy moving again. All right, so he should be on his way here now. Are you trying to unload? Oh no, you did unload, okay. Now I just gotta be careful about introducing too many canisters in there, because if these things get too back, they'll eventually empty out. Let's see how these, how much did these top off to? I can't, unfortunately, I can't split these. But what I can do, potentially, let me do this before Silica actually does his dock. Or, before this guy actually does his dock, I should say. Oh, just turn him off for a minute. And what I'm going to do, just because, I'm going to cap each of these out at 500 manually. Because what we should see, they'll drop to 470, then they should activate, and then they should stay right around 470, 465, 470, depending on how long it actually takes them to get out of the idle status. All right, go ahead, turn on the, turn this train back on. You're just sitting there like, why did you stop me for? Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a ride with this guy on the way back. Might as well. We'll just see how things are going at the other side. Oh, excuse me. Because now that everything is 100% backlogged, it'll be interesting to see how much it fills up on the next cycle. All right, now let's see here. This should be eating. Okay, well, we still have ingots here, so that's the important thing. Yeah, so far so good. Sorry. Still not in cool. Just waiting for the train to come by. I want to see how much it has in the train car this time around. Because you figure we took 32 with us on this. I'm stuck on something. Oh, I'm stuck on that. So we... Alright, let's take a quick gander here. Actually, we'll wait till it docks. But everything emptied out. So almost a full. Oh, autosave. Almost a full thing. Alright, now we'll see how much the next train brings over. And while that's going on, let me go ahead and take a look at the batteries. Alright, so that's filled up, so that's good. So we got a little ways to go before it fully backlogs. This isn't on, so why are you empty? Oh wait, that's right. This is the front here. Wait for the next train to come in. So these are saying about 350, 360. So these are just just shy of what I'm. So I'm tempted to get a second train going. All right, so Alright, so it looks like we got another full train, which is good. 460. So that time it said 460. So how are these looking? So far, so good. So all of them are right around 460. Alright, let's see how much this train has. These things should be empty again. Ah, if I'm stuck. Alright, so see how these are looking. Okay, so we're less than full. Alright, so not quite full, but so this is actually good. The batteries are good. I want to see this thing get fully overrun and start burning stuff. And actually, it looks like some of these are almost backed up. So 3 more to go. All right, let's see how much. This is they're emptied now. That's interesting how. Okay, they all emptied. They're just delayed. $490, $480, $490. Because these should be doing 400, technically. Alright, let's see how the next cycle does. It's about the same, it seems. Oh. So about halfway. 440s. All right, so let's see here. 443, 445. So still a high amount considering. Yeah, let's head over to the other side and take a look. All right. Take a look here, how much he's doing here. About the same amount. So things are looking good here. Let's see how the silica. Looks good. Looks good here. So good amount of water getting redistributed back in, so that's good. So everything seems to be on track now. Ooh, I'm a little concerned about this one up here. This silica up here, the front half. I would expect this to go a little bit faster. But honestly, I'm concerned with this. But as long as it stays around the same level, I guess initially when I boost it up, and then also when the silica trains come, but that, you know, that's what's killing it, it's when the silica trains come. I mean, I suppose I could put an inline storage, just back build. As I put an inline storage on this one here. Then I would almost venture to say that all the back ones are looking the same. Each cycle, I think it gets less and less. Because this guy here, you know, we're barely feeding it enough, and the train, yeah, I think we may do that. Just put an inline storage, just to give this a buffer, because it's going as fast as it can. I mean, I could also get rid of the loop back, theoretically. And then But I think it will eventually, on each subsequent silica load is going to drop down, I think. Now, I got dual silica trains going, so. Actually, we just had a silica load there, so let's take a look here. Yeah, so. How much are we going to lose on that silica load? But is that really going to even help out, really? Because that dropped to 75. These up here. I'm just trying to think here. Yeah. Now, actually, one thing we could do. We're burning 400 on that. I could be a pain in the ass, but I could take that split, which is happening right here, and instead of trashing it, do a 5-way split on it, sorta, and send it back with these guys. Because even, like I said, even if I put an inline storage here, it's not gonna really help out. So these things here will, these things will get to the point of whatchamacallit. Now what I could do potentially, I could possibly go down to a single silica train. That could give it, that could possibly work. You know what? Let's do that. Let me go to a single silica train. Because if I kill the ones, if I only have a single silica train, then I'll give more of an opportunity for these things to backfill. Yeah, it's silica train. Here it comes. Let's see, I don't know, that's the other, no, that's the bauxite train. What we'll do is, once we get past, once we get up to this other silica station, I'm gonna go ahead and dispose of this train. Okay, so we can actually do it right now. I just wanted to see where the other train was. Come on. All right, let's see how reducing one train is. All right, so we should get. So we're getting an extra. What's that? 7.5 a minute. No, yeah, 7.5 a minute isn't much. That's 7.5 a minute over the entire thing. Let me see here. I'm gonna try something here. I don't know if this will work or not. Alright, let me see how this works. Don't know if it will or not, but it doesn't look like it even held it. Unless I didn't. Yeah, so it's not staying, not saving this. Let's go for 360. How about that? Yeah, the whatchamacallit doesn't work on this. Unless maybe I didn't hit the second save. Ray wagon is fully loaded. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so I think it's going to sit here. It's going to sit here until this is fully empty. But this here is still going, so that's the important thing. Because I can't look at this on docking. So that should give this thing time to build up. Because there's 10 items here that's tied into. So 7 a minute, as far as 7.5 overage a minute. And these guys here are backlogged. So that could potentially... Well, no, it shouldn't. Even though this is backlogged, they're being split. Everything should be running at the same rate. Ish. I actually know that I think about it. So oh, I like that. It offloads as it offloads only as needed. So when those empty out, thing is though, it's gonna sit here until these 3 are ready to be emptied out. That's the problem, potentially. That's the one thing I just... That could kill the loop back here. Okay, so silica is now leaving. Oops, Just trying to think here on how I want to do this. Man, I just can't. Gotta just. Gotta be something with the silica. How I can. And let me see here. Got enough room for double storage, right? Yeah. But I could actually do. I could put up a double storage here, and then have. Is this split? Is it this split here? No, it's, which one is it? This split here. This is the one that you want to backfeed onto the primes, because that would be 214. No, let me see here. 637.5. Divide that by 3 times 2. Divide that by 5. That'll give an extra 85 a minute going to the other ones. I just gotta figure out best way of doing that, because I need to send one that way on this path, and then one up to each other floor. But excuse me. So this one will sit here until these empty. Now what I could do, I could kill this here, let them backlog, and then do it. Alright, but I think we're gonna go ahead and save it here. But that's where we're gonna call it for now, I think, and we'll pick this up later on. So until next time.